Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Tanks here for yet another garage review. Yes, I know, calm down, calm down. This is another garage review, but this time it is of the mighty Box Tank, the Tier 6 tank destroyer with the big 130mm naval cannon that is comparable to Tier 10 heavy tank guns. Um, yeah, but this is really a very fun tank destroyer to use. And the reason that I am doing this review now, instead of having a 100% crew, is because I had an epic game, which we unfortunately lost, which I have recorded. And if you're wondering why I'm blue, go and check out the T3485M review or gameplay, because I do explain it both in those games. And the gameplay that I have for the Box Tank here was recorded before I became blue, so yeah. Don't worry though, I do not go around purposely shooting teammates to become blue, that was accidental. But yes, so what do you need to know of Mighty Box Tank? Well, Mighty Box Tank has got 700 hit points, which is a very decent amount for a Tier 6 tank destroyer. Even the gun carrier does not have that much. I think the only thing that surpasses the Box Tank is probably the British tank destroyers in the regular tree, namely the 88. If we get it up here, 800 whole hit points, which is a lot for a tank destroyer, let alone a Tier 6 tank destroyer. Achilles, not so much, 610. But yes, I don't think anything else comes close to Box Tank. Let us check SU100. Nope, 580, very fragile. The Germans, the Jagdpanzer does not have that. That only has 600. The Russians we've looked at. The Americanas, Hellcat, definitely not. That's 570 Jackson. Nope, I know that. The ARL V39 is only 610. British we've gone over, and nobody else has actually got any other tank destroyers. So the only thing that surpasses the Box Tank is the British 88 with 100 extra. But that is still a very decent amount of hit points, 700. However, it is very weighty. 64.5 ton. Well, my tank in its current loadout is 64.5 tons with a 67.4 load limit on these track suspensions. It does have a fairly powerful engine, 890 horsepower engine. However, because of the overall weight of Box Tank, that only propels it at 35 kilometers per hour, and the reverse speed is only 30 degrees per second. So yeah, it's not really very mobile, is Box Tank. So yeah, there's the suspension, there's the engine, 20% chance of fire on impact. Yeah, actually one thing that I didn't go over was the horsepower per ton ratio of the 3485, which is 15.37, which is particularly good, but then again, it's not particularly bad. The power to weight ratio of Box Tank is 13.8, which is really not very good. The hull armor 60-60-60 all around. It's a very all-around armored tank. However, the gun mantlet can catch out people because, as you can see, it is layered with various sections of armor. So yeah, that will catch out some people. But other than that, there are some ways that you can bounce things because. As I was looking on the wiki for the gun stats whilst recording the replay that I have for this, which is an epic game, you should really check it out, because I do pull off some epic shots because Hand of Stalin guided my shots for pretty much that entire game. Yeah. In that game, actually, I think I only misplaced 2 of those shots. I fired a total of 11 shots. 9 of them hit, which is pretty good for what I was doing with this gun. So yeah, I didn't write that down, but I did remember it, and I forgot to mention it. So yeah, I'll mention it now in the review, because if you're this far in, you're hopefully going to watch all the way through, because this is a very decent tank destroyer. I do enjoy it. But yeah, moving on to the actual thing about tank destroyers, which is the gun. Now, Box Tank has got strong 130mm naval cannon B13S2, which is 130 whole millimeters of caliber of gun with a 3.75 rounds per minute rate of fire, with a odd penetration standard. Which, looking at it right now, I've just suddenly become very confused because it fires two types of AP. One is premium, one is non, and the non-premium actually has worse penetration. However, that worse penetration is still decent because that's the same as the Firefly's main gun, and the Firefly's main gun is a very, very good Tier 6 main gun. It's probably comparable actually to Tier 7 medium tank guns, and that's premium on the Box Tank. Box Tank premium ammo, 171 penetration. Box Tank non-premium ammo, 196. Explain to me in what way, for what reason would I fire worse penetration for gold? I don't understand, but it does slightly more damage, 510 instead of 440. 440 is still very decent. It will one-shot tier 4s and some tier 5s, so yeah. That's very, very nice average penetration. With premium, you're definitely gonna one-shot tier 5 tanks. 580 damage with high explosive with 65 average penetration, so you could go around derping high explosive with this gun, but really, just do 440, it'll still give you the same satisfaction. 0.38 dispersion, which is, it's alright, it's getting into the low end of average, of decent, but yeah, don't forget this is Russian accuracy, so take all that you see with a pinch of salt. The aiming time is not very good, 2.9 seconds, and it weighs a lot. However, we shall compare this to a Russian Tier 10 main gun on a heavy. If I can actually drag it across here, there you go. So, what heavy shall we compare it to? Well, let's compare it to the IS-7 because it doesn't have any upgrades to it. Here you go, 130mm S7. And don't forget, this is a Tier 10 heavy tank, and this is a Tier 6 tank destroyer. 130mm, 4.38 rounds per minute, which is slightly better than Box Tenks. It has slightly better average penetration of 250. However, it only does about 50 average damage more on a Tier 10 heavy. Plus, it's more inaccurate and has a worse aiming time. However, it weighs less, but still, worse accuracy and worse aiming time than a Tier 6. Than a Tier 6 tank destroyer. And it only does slightly more damage. And, I mean, this penetration on a Tier 6 tank destroyer really is overkill. So, really, there's not much there's not really much. You could probably take Box Tank into a Tier 10 game and do fairly well. I mean, there's not really much separating them apart from slightly better rounds per minute. Let's compare it to the IS-4, just for lols. What does that have? That has a 122. It has two 122s. Let's get this one up. So, yeah. Same dispersion, same aiming time, same average damage with armor piercing. Does slightly more average penetration and has a slightly better rate of fire because it's slightly less in the caliber. But still, same damage, same accuracy, same aiming time. Tier 6 tank destroyer. I mean, what? Who thought this was a good idea? So, yeah. This is a tank destroyer version of a Tier 10 heavy, pretty much, with some slightly changed parameters. So, yeah. This gun really is just overkill down here at Tier 6. It has a 26 gun traverse speed, which is still alright. 350 meters view range, 440 signal range, which isn't very good. View range is pretty standard Tier 6. Only carries 30 shots, however, that's still going to be able to get you through any game, because if you hit and penetrate, you'll take off about half of a Tier 6's health, so yeah. You obviously also have your regular consumables. I'm not too sure whether this tank has premium matchmaking. I'm inclined to believe that it does, but I'm not too sure if it does, actually. Yeah, not too sure about that. As for your equipment that you can fit, well, Camonet, sure you could do. Hand of Stalin will guide your shots if you're lucky, so yeah, you could go with Camonet Binos, be a tank destroyer, but I would probably advise not to. Coated optics is always useful. Engine durability in case you keep getting your engine damaged, and sure. Enhanced gun lating drive will definitely benefit you because, yeah, that aiming time it really is not very good. If you keep getting set on fire, then tanks fuel filled with CO2. Spawn liner, nah, probably not because 60mm of hull armor really is not very good in a tier 6 tank destroyer. So don't get the heavy spawn liner. Caliber tank gun rammer is a must on a 130mm gun because with not quite 100% crew and a gun rammer, I still take about 15 seconds to reload. So, yeah, the gun rammer is an essential on this tank, as is the enhanced gun lane drive. So those will be 2 slots they'll take up. Toolbox is always useful. Wet ammo rack if your ammo rack keeps getting damaged, and improved vents. Probably, yeah, that's what you'll want to spend your excess cash on. So definitely to get that reload time down and the aiming time down and all of that. So yeah, it comes with a crew of 6, 2 loaders, which is wonderful because it's a 130mm. So, whoops, I didn't mean to try and send him to barracks, but as it happens, it's full of tier 10 tank crewmen in my barracks. So yeah, um, I'm almost at 93%. Yay, only one battle left. Woo. So yeah, for your skill, 6 cents. Well, you see, actually looking at this, the funny thing is it has 6 crew, but yet the commander is still overburdened with being the commander and radio operator. So yeah, sure, go Russia. So yeah, being the radio man as well. Relay you'll probably want to hold off on until you have signal boosting, because you'll definitely want signal boosting. Then you could think about relay, but nah, don't really. Call for Vengeance, you could have situational awareness is always useful. Sixth Sense definitely to help you survive, because even though you do have a large health pool, their health pool is going to go down with every shot that hits you, because every shot that hits you is most likely to penetrate. Even though hits to the gunman that cannot penetrate, but don't count on it. So yeah, Sixth Sense always useful. Eagle Eye also always useful to see all of that lovely module damage that you do when you hit them with 440 average damage, 130mm shells. So yeah, Eagle Eye definitely would always be nice. Jack of all trades you could do. Recon is always useful, and Mentor I don't really see the point in. So yes, moving on to your gunner, Deadeye. Go for it. Do more critical damage when you hit them with your massively overpowered gun. So yeah, definitely go with Deadeye. You don't really have a turret, so nah, don't bother with that. Because yeah, just don't bother. If your gun keeps getting damaged, then sure, but then again, Hand of Stalin guide shot, so yeah, if you have a damaged gun, don't really worry. Designate target, you could do. I mean, 2 seconds isn't particularly going to make much of a difference if you just fired, so yeah, probably not. You also have got 2 gunners, so yeah. Don't know why they couldn't have had, a radio operator or something, but no. 2 gunners instead, so just copy and paste what I said about the gunner. Your driver, here you go. So clutch braking definitely, because 30 degrees per second is not particularly good. So yeah, clutch braking. If you get getting set on fire, preventive maintenance. If you're firing on the move with your box tank, then you should be sent to Gulag, because you should not be firing on the move when you have got that terrible accuracy. Well, the accuracy isn't the bad thing, really. I mean, it's pretty bad, but the aiming time is really the thing that's terrible. But even so, you probably shouldn't be firing on the move. Off-road driving is always useful, and why are you ramming things in Box Tank? And now for your 2 loaders, you can copy and paste what I say about this loader onto the other one. Safe storage if you keep getting your ammo rack keeps getting damaged. Adrenaline rush always useful, and intuition if you're swapping between AP and AP for some strange reason. Yeah, and so copy and paste that to the other loader. So overall, Box Tank. Best tank destroyer in the game. Just this gun is just overpowered, really. I mean, it is amazingly good tank destroyer. I mean, yeah. The gun is the selling point of Box Tenk. Do invest in Box Tank. Is very satisfying when you hit, because oh, that's a nice heavy tank you have there. Please let me just rebalance it by taking off half your health. And unlike artillery, you will definitely take off half of their health with every shot that you fire at them, because this penetration really is just overkill for tier 6, because I mean 196 will even get you through the front of a Churchill 7. Tigers won't prove you much of a problem. The Skoda definitely not. That, nope. Cromwell, nope. Even the up-armoured 3485, nope. Gun carrier doesn't prove problem to anyone unless it starts shooting at you. Tog, no, not really. And then the Firefly, nope. There is nothing at tier 6 that will be able to, using raw armor thickness, will be able to stop a 130mm shell from penetrating. I mean, angled and far away, yes, you will probably bounce or miss. However, up close, Churchill 7, that's a nice 960 HP that you have there. Please, let me just take off half of your health. Bang! Which is something that I did to a unfortunate Churchill 7 in my replay. You know, as much as I like the Churchill 7, Box Tank can definitely rebalance you. I mean, even the OI in tier 6, let's just pull up the OI here. Yeah, so here you go, the OI. 150 frontal hull, 150 frontal turret, and side and rear turret, and rear hull as well for some strange reason. Yep, you'll be able to penetrate that. Does it have a... No, it doesn't have any upgrades to the turret, so yeah. About the OI, yeah, you can get through it. You can rebalance many an OI in this tank. So definitely get this if you want to rebalance World of Tanks one OI at a time. So, yeah, just purchase this tank as soon as humanly possible, because it is the best tier 6 tank destroyer, full stop. Other than the gun carrier, it is the second best tank destroyer, with gun carrier being first. Yeah, this gun. I mean, there is nothing more you can say, just this gun. So I will thank you for watching, and goodbye.